It's Tea Talk Tuesday. Take a breath and come in the room. Let's get inspired, let's get wired for our season to bloom. Let us hear while Tea Tuesday. Do it in your ear. So come on and join the talk for a start. Where it's real, it's fresh and straight from the heart. It's Tea Talk Tuesday.
Hello, my peeps. How are you doing tonight? This is your girl, Pastor Tammy, aka PT, aka just Tammy, chiming in tonight to offer you an encouraging word. I know that it's been a minute since we had a TikTok Tuesday, but we're here again. We're here again. Hopefully, this time around that we've got a plan in place to be a little bit more consistent and let Tea Talk Tuesday really be Tea Talk Tuesday and not Wind Down Wednesday and Thankful Thursday. But every day we get an encouraging word is still a blessing. But tonight we want to chime back in with a word tonight that I hope that you will like and that you will share. Tonight's message is Damascus Road is not your destiny. This is actually from a sermon that I preached way back. There is so much material that I have, but God gave me this word tonight. And I really do want you to know that anytime that I am encouraging you, I am encouraging myself as well. And this word tonight, I know that it is for me. And I hope that you find something in it for you tonight as well. You can find the story of the Damascus Road experience. Saul turned Paul in the book of Acts, chapter 9 and also chapter 26. One thing that I saw in this was that the Damascus Road experience for Paul, it was an encounter. It was not a destination. And that's how I came up with the title, to let us know tonight that Damascus Road is not our destiny either. Paul had to get up, y'all. He couldn't stay in Damascus. In order to get what God had for him, he had to get up from Damascus. He had to move from that place, understanding that it was not his destiny. It was an encounter that God was using to get him to the next phase in his life. And I want you to understand that the place where God interrupts you is not necessarily the place that God wants you to stay. I saw three things that I want us to notice about the place that Paul ended up. He fell to the ground, and I believe that this is the place where he was stopped. God had to interrupt him. He lost his sight. This is the place where he was humbled. And he also had to be led into Damascus. This is the place that I saw where God healed him and redirected him. He had a man named Ananias already waiting for him to take the scales from his eyes, but he had to get up. The Bible even said that the Lord told him to stand to his feet. Yeah, he had to get up to move forward. And tonight, you and I have to get up. We have to get up from our Damascus Road experience. We cannot stay in that place and expect to receive the things that God has for us. We all have been through Damascus. We've all had Damascus Road experience. We've all had painful season in our life. We've all had rejections and failures, relationship breakup, heartaches. We've all had crisis to happen in our life. We've had those places and those seasons in our lives where we felt isolated. We've had even those moments where God had to stop us by reminding us of who we were, exposing some things that were still in us that needed to come out. Places, that we no longer needed to be a part of, that we had to surrender to. But the experience was meant to transform us, not to imprison us. Hear me on that again. The experience was meant to transform us, not to imprison us. Damascus changed Paul's direction. And that is what God is seeking to do with us, to change our direction, to move us forward. And you can't just go one way in life and think that you're going to grow and think that you're going to get to the next destination. God began to share with me that this thing was meant, the Damascus Road experience, even the things that we experience, is meant to transform us, not to imprison us. So God is saying, don't build an altar where He has already built an exit. We got to get up. We can't keep saying that this is what happened to me, and this is where they hurt me. This is where they rejected me. This is where everything just fell apart. God is saying, I need you to get up. Yes, it happened, but that is not the end of your story. You can honor what happened without living there. We got to get up and we got to keep moving. The road the Damascus Road was preparation for the assignment. The thing that happened, it was just part of the process. God told him to rise and stand upon your feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose. There is, you notice that word now, purpose. So anything that happened to us, this Damascus Road stuff that we have to deal with on an everyday basis, God is using it for a purpose beyond anything that we could even imagine. So I want you to get up and know that God is for you. God wasn't simply trying to get Paul's attention. God was preparing Paul for the next assignment. That's what He's doing to us today. So I want you to know that your Damascus Road experience is not the end for you. I want you to get up and know that God has greater for you today. I don't want you to keep recognizing so much of the stuff that happened to you without recognizing what God is doing for you. Yes, it happened, but it's not the end of the story. Just like Paul had to move beyond Damascus to become one of the greatest proclaimers of the gospel, he got to travel, he got to preach, he got to plant churches, and he did it, y'all, all while he was being persecuted. And I want you to also understand that when you get up and you decide to move, there will be people who will always try to remember what was. There will always be people try to bring up your past or what happened. But Jesus knows that every day that He allows us to get up, that is another opportunity for us to continue to become all that God has for us. The people who want to remember your past, you let them know, yep, that's my past. And God is using it for a purpose, and He's using it for a greater purpose for me. So you go ahead on and remember my past, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to move toward my future, because I know that there is something greater. It was just part of the process. It's not the end of the story. So I'm going to leave you again tonight with the title, and that is Damascus is not your destiny. You got to get up. It was just an encounter. It was just part of the process to move you to your greater. This is your girl, Pastor Tammy, chiming out saying, you be encouraged. I love you, and I'll see you next time.